Hi, my name is Dan Drexel, and I'm going to talk to you about Project Loon. Project Loon has not been as broadcasted as some other projects, such as Google Glass or Google self-driving cars, but it is nonetheless one of the most important initiatives being taken by the internet giant. Everyone is on the internet, right? Wrong. 60% of the world is still without internet access. Most of that percentage is concentrated in rural and underdeveloped places, such as parts of South America, Africa, and Southeast Asia. One of the biggest reasons for this is the telecom companies feel it's just not worth the money and energy to establish networks in those out of the way places. They simply don't want to front the cost to build the infrastructure and manage the networks. That's where Project Loon comes in. Now, you may not have heard of Project Loon before because it actually doesn't get a lot of attention for whatever reason, but it is without a doubt one of the most important things being done by Google. Since most of the people without internet are impoverished, Google needed a solution that was extremely cost effective, and Project Loon is that solution. And the cornerstone of this solution is balloons. Giant helium filled balloons. So how does it work? The process is actually pretty simple. Google launches the balloons equipped with circuit boards and antennas into the stratosphere, safely above planes, rain, lightning, storms, whatever. In order to make sure the balloons are always in the right spot, Google created software that will inflate a smaller balloon within the bigger one in order to maneuver the balloons in and out of wind currents. This ensures that people won't suddenly lose connection when a gust of wind comes. Now, I said Google needed a cost-effective way to do this, and that's perhaps the biggest selling point to this project. Google has said that it should only cost a few $100s to operate each balloon per day, and that each balloon should be able to create several thousand connections by itself. So, an entire fleet of these things should be enough to connect the whole world. Google has already tested Project Loon in remote parts of Brazil, Australia, and Indonesia, and it's been extremely successful. They soon expect to have a big enough balloon armada to have a virtually continuous connection in many parts of the southern hemisphere. Now, Google isn't putting all of its eggs into this one balloon-filled basket. They're also testing spreading internet access via drones, but that is much more expensive. And as you might expect, Google is facing some competition in this field. Facebook bought a solar-powered drone company a few years back to test drone-delivered internet, and SpaceX has been toying with the idea of using satellites to facilitate connectivity, but both of these projects are years away from being implemented and also much more expensive than balloons. So for now, Google is the only player in this market. And now you know the basics of Project Loon. Google says in a couple years it should be able to increase the scale at which they're working, so expect to hopefully hear a lot more about this. And next time you find yourself walking through the jungles of Indonesia, think about how much easier it would be if you could just post that awesome selfie of yourself on Instagram right now instead of waiting until you're back in civilization. Thanks for watching.